you have to structure the cash secured put based on your risk tolerance and based on where you truly are okay with owning the shares. And if you do that, the cash secured put can be an awesome risk mitigator. It can be an awesome way to initiate, to jumpstart your buy and hold kind of process. Here, you guys. So now I want to jump into talking about the cash secured put. The safeguard strategy here at Dorian Trader is our signature strategy, and it's that way because it marries buy and hold to options. And by doing that, I consider it's like putting it on steroids, buy and hold, or adding gasoline to buy and hold. Something that's really good. It's been study after study that proves a buy and hold on something like the S&P 500 or even the NASDAQ or even this SOX L, believe it or not, that we've been talking about today. And we'll do a cash secured put or show a cash secured put on here again in a second. It's been a very good strategy over the last 15, 17 years just to be buy and hold on even something like a triple leverage semiconductor index or ETF like the SOX L. It's been proven over 100 years that buying the Dow or buying the S&P 500, you're going to make money over time and not just a little, a really good amount, like averaging 7 to 9% per year. But what if you can do better than that? And that's what we're trying to do with the safeguard strategy. We use 4 different strategies to make up the safeguard. We took the wheel strategy, which we believe is a really good strategy, and we believe we improved it. We improved on it. We went from like a wooden wheel to a rubber wheel. The traditional wheel strategy, it has a cash secured put and a covered call, right? You limit your upside with a cash secured put. You still got risk all the way to zero. Less than the person buying the shares, but you still have risk all the way to zero. And the covered call limits your upside less than the person, excuse me, obviously less than the person that is buying shares because you don't have any limit. But you also have risk to the downside. You still have risk to zero less than the person that's buying shares. Very similar to the cash secured put. But the cash secured put and the covered call has those limits. We try to improve on those limits by adding the bonded bull, which gives you unlimited upside potential, and then the collar, which limits your downside potential. But today I want to just focus on this cash secured put because this cash secured put can be a risk mitigator. It can be an awesome way to reduce risk on things that you're okay with owning. The premise always with the safeguard strategy is what you're okay with owning. I try to define what you're okay with because some people can say they're okay with something, and then once it starts dropping, that conviction proves to be very, very weak. So I say it should be something that you're willing to own for at least 12 months. But I try to emphasize forever. So you'll hear me say, I'm willing to own the S&P 500 like the SPY or UPRO or TQQ or TNA that we said earlier forever because I don't believe it's going to ever go to zero. And as long as I keep lowering my cost basis, I'm going to outperform over time if I just stay with it. If I stay with that buy and hold process, but marrying it to options. So the cash secured put can be a awesome risk mitigator if you understand the kind of dynamics of the cash secured put. It is a basic type of strategy, and you have to be willing to own the shares. That's what marries it to the kind of buy and holds. Because if you have to be assigned the shares, then at worst case scenario, you can just hold them until the stock goes back or comes back to where you originally break even. So for example here, let's just say that this SOX sale here that we want to own it and we're okay with owning it at the 200 strike price. Well, if we put this in and let's say we got filled at $16, well, our break even would be 184. Even though we have the obligation, when you sell a put, you have an obligation to buy the shares at the strike price. Even though we have an obligation to purchase the shares at the 200 strike price, the credit that we receive, let's just say $16 here, is our margin of safety. It gives us a little rope to be wrong. Not only does the price have to drop from the 216, 217 all the way down to this 216, but at expiration, we don't start losing until it drops below the 184 strike. So if we're okay with owning it, then if it drops a ton past the 184, let's say it drops to 100, well, our cost basis is 184. We can wait it out until it comes back to 84. We don't recommend that here during trade. We recommend you sell calls against it, do the collar strategy, whatever. Keep trying to lower your cost basis, but you can literally just do this cash secured put to get into shares you want to own. And then after that, you just own the shares. That's still, in my opinion, better than just outright buying the shares at the going price right now. Because you guys can see as we deteriorate, as the market drops right now, well, this is 18, 19% down at this point. If you buy it here, it could drop some more. If you bought it yesterday, it's 50 points lower than what you bought it yesterday if you bought it at the money yesterday at the close. Before we continue with the video, I just want to quickly point out, if you need any additional help, please consider joining our trading club. You can do that by clicking on the link in the description area, and you'll get a 3-month trial for a flat fee of $60. We look forward to seeing you in the trading club. Back to the video. Selling the cash secured put out of the money, or even close to or at the money, is going to give you a edge. It's going to give you a little bit better benefit than the person buying the shares. If you just wanted to hold it into perpetuity after you had to purchase the shares, if you get assigned. But obviously, we want you to do the cover call once again, or the collar, to continue to lower the cost basis faster, because a stock can stay down for a long time. But if you're doing it on something that's as volatile as SOX L, it's better to sell this significantly further out of the money at a strike price that, if it got there, you're going to be happy to own it. And you can't be disingenuous with yourself with that statement. Because if you say, okay, I'm okay with owning it, and then it drops $50 or it drops 20% like we darn near did today, and if that changes your conviction, then you really don't have the right type of conviction for that underlining. You have to make sure you do. And so we were talking about earlier, selling this at the 130 price, strike price. Well, if you sell this at the 130 strike price right now, that's $200 that you can receive. And your cost basis is going to be below, in this case, a little below 128. So that's a long way down. It's a long way down from where it's currently trading at right now. What is that? That's like 87 points down. 89 for your break even. So that's the margin of safety that a cash secured put, a basic strategy that gives you. Yeah, you're not going to, if it jumps all the way back up tomorrow, $50, you're not going to make that. You're only going to make $2. But you have to have this risk reward kind of concept and understand how to strategically place your cash secured puts. If you're worried about it jumping up a ton, then you might be willing to sell this cash secured put at a lot closer to that the money. Instead of that 130, maybe you're good with selling it at this 175 strike price. Well, that'll give you $830 over the next 9 days, which is not bad at all. You have to structure the cash secured put based on your risk tolerance and based on where you truly are okay with owning the shares. And if you do that, the cash secured put can be an awesome risk mitigator. It can be an awesome way to initiate, to jumpstart your buy and hold kind of process and make yourself better off over time, because you're never buying at the going price. You're always getting it at a discount than the person just straight out buying at that time. And if you wait for a pullback, and sometimes you can't, but when something has jumped up a ton, you better believe it's going to eventually give you that better entry price. Okay, it's going to give you that better entry price.